I didn't for a long time, and then the magic moment was sort of the in the springtime. I really sort of had to step away from it. I just wasn't satisfied. We'd written a lot of great songs, but I just didn't see how any of them went. None of them seemed to go together. None of them seemed to really make sense together. We played a full concert or two small concerts last October, a year ago almost, and played 11 new songs. None of them I don't think are going to be on the album. So if that gives you any indication, I think that I had to step away from the record kind of in the spring and just sort of regather my thoughts. And I went to Berlin for a couple of months just to get out of the studio and kind of just have an adventure. I needed to kind of get out of my routine here in New York. So I went to Berlin on my own and got a shitty apartment and, you know, sat around and made tons of new friends and, ate great food and got a bike and ran around and I went clubbing a lot and just kind of like had a fun little sort of pretend life for a little while. And it was exactly what I needed to do. I mean, it really gave me I had some great light bulb moments, and it's about kind of stepping away. For me, it was about stepping away and not being able to really work on the record was what sort of helped it come together in my head. And I'm really glad I did that. Like, it was my gut was telling me that I had to do something, or else we were going to kind of keep on going down the same path. So it was the right thing for me to do, and I got to know Neil Tennant really well in Berlin because he's got a house there, and we ended up hanging out quite a bit. And he's just a really lovely guy and a great guy to go out with, and have good talks with. He's so smart with music and all this stuff, and he gave me the idea to call up Stuart Price, which, as it turns out, was a fantastic idea, and it had definitely always been on Baby Daddy and mine's brain, but for some reason it always seemed too obvious or something. Like it was just too. And we wanted to work with a co-producer on this record, and we knew from the start that we wanted to work on with a co-producer on this album, but it was very difficult to figure out who that was going to be. And we tried with a couple people here and there, and it just wasn't quite right. Like, the enthusiasm level wasn't where it should have been, I think. So I called Stuart up from Berlin, and we've known him for years, and he's such a lovely guy, and we just started talking. And he brought it up himself, talking about possibly working on a record together, and he just seemed super, super, super enthusiastic about it. And yeah, that's 2 weeks later, 2.5, 3 weeks later, we were working on the record. So it all happened really fast. And then from then on, we just had a blast. Like, I guess this is a long, long answer to the question whether it was fun to make this record or not. But, over the summer, making the album that people are going to hear, it was some of the most fun I've ever had making music. It was really joyful and thrilling, and just every day was exciting, and we did it in like real concentrated bursts, and it was just fun.